In today's travel tip video, you are going to learn 5 big mistakes that nervous airline passengers are making so that you can board the airplane with my anxiety reducing tips. I'm going to give you coping mechanisms that I have learned and researched, as well as my flight attendant friends have given me, and just some practical travel hacks that are going to help you enjoy your experience or get through it. I am not a doctor, so these are just my little simple tips. And number 1, the big mistake people make, which I have made over and over, is not packing water. You can pack a bottle of water. The Perrier bottles are super thick and durable. I was without water for probably 10 hours, but the reason why is because the flight attendants ran out of it. So I'll tell you more in the next tip why that's going to make more sense. You can buy a bottle of water at the airport just to have it. And then one tip to remember is that since some airlines are so strict, especially the foreign ones, it does add bulk to the outside of your backpack, so just hold it or stuff it inside your bag if that happens to you. The number 2 mistake is not being prepared for a panic attack and you're being caught off guard or caught by surprise. My friend who we flew with had almost a full-blown panic attack. She was really nervous because of this. A diverted flight. We had taken off at 12 noon from LaGuardia and then diverted to New Orleans, so almost 3 hours gone. I did not have any water. Then we had to sit there for about 30 minutes before they did let us off, and then we got back on the airplane and sat on that tarmac for like 2 hours. And you're just full of people in this enclosed space. Not a whole lot of airflow at times. They let us get back off the airplane in New Orleans and grab food, but I didn't get water or any drink because I thought, oh, I'll just get that on board. I want to get back to the plane before they take off because the restaurants were very crowded there with a lot of people. So that's another tip, is to pack snacks for the unexpected. Then when we finally did take off to go to Houston, we got there and had to sit on that tarmac with thousands of other planes, it felt like, for 2 hours. So we were so done, but the flight attendants were fantastic. And I walked back to the back and they were just giving away sodas. So I got me a Coke, Georgia girl, and I got her a Sprite. Mistake number 3 that airline passengers could make is not seeking help for their anxiety or claustrophobia. I know a lot of airline passengers deal with that, and here are some tips of what you can do to combat that or help it be less stressful. And if this has ever happened to you and you do know some tips, please leave the tips for other people, our community, in the comment section. So one thing you can do is ask your doctor for medication just in case you have a panic attack mid-flight. Here's one important tip for taking medicine through TSA and into the airplane to another state or country is to make sure if your pill is a prescription that is a controlled substance. You need to have the prescription somewhere in your email or on the bottle or on the little container. However, if the TSA is not looking for illegal pills, okay, but if you are going to another state or another country that has a rule against that controlled substance, it could get you in trouble if you do not have access to that prescription. And if you're taking a liquid medicine that is prescription, you definitely need to have the prescription with you at all times, even in the US, because usually that amount of liquid is larger than 3.4 ounces, and therefore it does not have to be in your liquids bag. But you have to have that prescription for liquid medicines. The next tip is from a flight attendant if you are claustrophobic or if you have taken medicine. Number 1, she says to tell the flight attendant and the crew that you are a nervous flyer. If they have thought about you later on in the flight and they have like a bulkhead seat near the front that could help, or that is open in the middle seat maybe, then they could move you, but that is not a guarantee. But it's just something to tell the flight attendants when you get on board so that you're in the back of their mind. Number two, tell them if you have taken a medicine, like a controlled substance, especially that could give you or make you loopy or make you pass out maybe if you have not taken them, but I don't know why you would take something if you've never tried it before. Especially if you're claustrophobic, that is going to give the flight attendants who are trained thoughts of moving you to a better seat or a more optimal seat. But also it helps if you have a Starbucks gift card. It is really going to help them remember you, or candy that's prepackaged, not homemade, because they are not supposed to eat that, or they wouldn't want to risk eating that. If you are feeling anxious or have claustrophobia or any kind of aerophobia or anything like that while flying, you are not alone. There are so many people out there who struggle with this and they still travel. They make it through. So just know it is possible. Another mistake is listening to the wrong person for breathing techniques or any kind of techniques. There is a YouTuber who has a great, I will put her video in the first comment because she is very practical in ways to approach your fear or intense anxiety from a different perspective so that you're not focused on breathing in this way. It's worth a watch if you actually deal with this. One tip I did here is to order sparkling water in the airplane. And when you get it, when you have the fizzy water, feel it going in your nose. Feel it when you sip the water. Feel the bubbles and see if you can count the amount of bubbles that pop around inside your mouth, and then focus on it going down your throat. It's just a mind trick. Another mind trick comes from a viewer who gave us her tip in my husband's video. He is an airline pilot and he has a video and an entire series that we have out there for, this video is about turbulence, and he explains why it's normal and that you should not fear it. But the viewer gave her tip for a nervous flyer, and that is you're going to have a bag of Skittles and put it on a napkin on your tray table, or my handy dandy tray table cover, which we love here in the Travel Tips by Laurie YouTube community. On that napkin, you're going to arrange your Skittles by color, all the reds, all the greens. Tell us your favorite color. Mine's the red. Then you're going to arrange the Skittles by ABC order. Order them by numeric order, like how many greens, how many reds, from smallest to greatest, from greatest to least. Another anxiety-reducing travel tip, if you are nervous, is to write a full sentence on a piece of paper with your non-dominant hand. And you're going to write the letters backwards and the sentence backwards, if that makes sense. It's focusing on another task, which tricks some part of your brain to not focus on the anxiety. Here's what I do for every trip now with all of the tragedies that have taken place, just senseless tragedies, but some of them where people have survived. I've asked my husband, and he can't really comment, as you can tell why, but what he has said is, number one, on landing, you want to have both feet on the ground. It kind of will help you a little bit. Could help you. And this is just a bumpy landing, for instance. And then I now, number two, will hold my hands around the armrests. And number three, I make sure that I am sitting upright. Like I'm not hunched over trying to get stuff. I don't have my head on the tray table, even though you're not supposed to have your tray table down. This is what happened to him. And it took 6 months for the investigation to be over, okay? When he was landing, they did not know that the nose gear was turned at a 90 degree angle. Like he never found his eyeglass case. It was that bumpy of a landing. They never went off the runway. This is what they train for. This is what they are prepared for. Even landing on a river in New York, okay? They all know how to do that. So that will help ease your fear. But because it was so bumpy, they had to, FAA or NTSB had to investigate him to make sure he did everything correctly, and to clear him, it took like 6 months, okay? So we're not going to know any of the answers, or maybe never know the answers of what happened or caused or led to these tragedies, but this is a way that we can be prepared. Another thing that my husband says in a very stern voice because of something that happened lately, this is why we have our seatbelt buckle. We tell you that every flight, and people talk through it. Keep your seatbelt buckled during the entire flight. And then he also was livid at the people who were taking video of people sliding down the evacuation slide from inside the airplane, because one, it's unsafe, and two, you are holding up the line most likely. You think you're a multitasker, but it does actually statistically slow you down, and therefore the people behind you, which could be very unsafe. And number three, he was like, they had to divert, or they landed like this because there was smoke in the cockpit, or smoke somewhere, or an engine was on fire. Because of that, people should be running away from that airplane because it could go into tons of little pieces at any second. So if that does happen to you, do not video, just run. I told him, I'm like, my job is social media. I'm going to find a way to video that as I'm running, but try not to. One huge mistake that so many passengers who are not even nervous make before a flight is they are stressed out because they did not read through the email they received when they bought the ticket or when they got the reminder email to check in for their flight. Take the time to do it. Go to your airline's website. Go to your airline's app. They do not send you all these junk emails. The app is to help you. And then also you can look for an airport map before you get there, just to help get you a visual of where to go. You can go to tsa.gov. Their website is fantastic. In the upper right-hand corner is what can I bring on the TSA website, and you will type in your item and it tells you, boom, not allowed in carry-on bags. Yes, a green check mark if it's allowed in checked baggage. I have a fantastic video where I walk you through the TSA line, and I will make it pop up here, or I'll put it in the first pinned comment. One tip to note, if you have not flown in a long time and you're going to watch that video, airlines are now boarding, like they want you in the airplane 40 minutes before takeoff. So look at your ticket, 2 o'clock, I need to be at the gate by 1:20. Like ready to get in the airplane by 1:20. That means I need to get to the airport 2 hours before 1:20. So you're not stressed. This is your vacation. Another mistake passengers make is not using tracking systems. Since we fly in only carry-on luggage, because sometimes we don't know if we're going to get on that flight, we only pack in carry-on bags. And because airlines are running out of overhead bin space a lot and having to check your suitcase last minute, I now keep a little tracker inside my suitcase lining. If you're an Android user, you would use Tile. Do not forget to do what I forgot to do, and that is do not forget to sync the tracker with your phone. I also have a really thin card that I keep inside my wallet in case my purse gets stolen while I'm traveling, but I also have it in my passport booklet if I have to take my passport somewhere while I'm on vacation. And then several airlines allow you in their app to use a tracking system that connects to your tracker or Tile. So just check out, look through that app, or Google tracker for Delta Airlines, tracker for American Airlines. Another tip to help you not lose your fantastic high quality durable wheels carry-on suitcase or checked luggage is to use painter's tape. Just stick it near the handle or down each side, and that way if someone accidentally picks yours up, they're going to see that tape. One of the biggest mistakes passengers make is not knowing how to fit all of their things that they really need when traveling inside carry-on luggage only. It's going to reduce your stress. If you watch this video, I think it's the best one yet. The packing tips for fitting everything you need in carry-on luggage only is right there for you. Watch it. I'll also have it in the first comment with all of the other website links. Thanks for your time and best of luck to you. I want to know how I can pray for you if you're still watching. I would love to pray for you to help you be less anxious. So send me a prayer request in the comments below as well.